All right, my friends, welcome to level 4 of our diatonic arpeggios for G major. What we're going to do today is talk about 7 chords. 7 chords are when we continue that pattern of building a chord with thirds, one step past our triad, our 3-note chord. So remember beforehand, what we did to build our arpeggios is start on a scale degree inside of the scale. 1, go on, off, on, off, on. And if we play those ons, we get the root, the third, the fifth, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Everything is separated by a third. We get our root, our third, and our fifth. If we do that again from the fifth, we go on, off, on. And that gives us our 7 on the root, our third, our fifth, our 7. Now, just like beforehand, how we had a major, a minor, a minor, a major, that sequence that was specific, we're going to have that same sequence with our 7 chords. It's going to be a little bit different though, because we're adding a new variable of that 4th note in there. So the first one, our root, third, fifth, 7. Now this is major, and our 7, in this case F sharp, is a half step away from our octave. That's an attribute worth noting. That's called a major 7. So this is a G major 7 arpeggio. If we go up to the 2nd scale degree, we'll remember that this is minor. G here is a whole step away, 2 frets away from our octave. So this is a minor 7 arpeggio. If we go to the 3rd scale degree, this is B minor 7. Same thing. Our 7 is a whole step away, 2 frets away from the octave, and it's a minor triad. This is a major 7 again. You'll notice that that 7 is a half step away from our root, our octave. On the 5th scale degree, this is where we get something unique. So D is major. The 7 that's where we've been playing it. But it's a little bit easier to say that it's a whole step away from our octave here. Okay, so that is called a dominant 7 because it's a major, it's kind of a hybrid, a major triad with a minor 7 on it. And if you listen, it creates some interesting dissonance. Let's see if I can do this. You can hear the dissonance between the 3rd and the 7. It's pretty abrasive. It really wants to resolve. It's a really powerful chord. We can talk about that more later. But remember, on the 5, it's dominant. Let's review what we've got so far. So we've got a major 7, minor 7, minor 7, major 7, dominant 7. Now we're on the 6. Okay, the 6 is a minor. Again, the 7 is a whole step away from the octave. So minor 7 is true there. Remember, the 7th scale degree was diminished, right? It's kind of the oddity. That's what we call that. The 7 is a whole step away from our octave. Now, we can call this a half diminished chord, a half diminished 7 chord, or a minor 7 flat 5. And both are true. Both you'll see. This is kind of opening a can of worms because there's this other chord called a fully diminished 7. Now, to make a long story short, what a fully diminished chord is, this is a fully symmetrical chord. The distance between each of the notes is a minor 3rd, or 3 frets. Versus the half diminished chord, is asymmetrical. That's why they call it half diminished. It's not fully diminished because the fully diminished is symmetrical. We're concerned with the half diminished for now. And then finally, the 8 is a duplicate of the 1, so it's a major 7 as well. So just like before, how we were trying to get used to that major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, now we want to add major 7, minor 7, minor 7, major 7, dominant 7 on the 5, minor 7, half diminished. And that'll help kind of extend your vocabulary for chords, and it's great practice. The nice thing about these is that they tend to engage all 4 fingers. You tend to be a little bit more conscious of your fingering. That's another voicing that you'll probably get familiar with. Just a little tidbit. Once we get up on the building chords on the D string, we get these arpeggios. It's pretty common to see that particular shape, major 7 shapes. Anyways, more on another day. Thanks. Have fun. See you next time.